Okay, I want to say hello again everybody, welcome to another video, okay, with me, Wushu Richard Clark. In this video we're going to have another topic, and in this video we're going to talk about an art that's deep to me, or let's say a philosophy that fits into the physical, the real world of martial arts. And it's Tai Chi, okay, Tai Chi or Tai Chi. Tai Chi, okay, Tai Chi is an art, and I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'm not a Tai Chi master or anyone else's art, as I always say. I do my Wing Chun mainly, I do a little bit of Tai Chi, as I say, but I do more Tai Chi than I think a lot of Tai Chi people out there, in terms of I don't do all the forms and how people train, that's like the deep stuff, but I used to do the form, a bit of the form, you know, to train, but it's like, now I just got such a base understanding of what I know in Tai Chi, is the combat, the self-defense, the pushing hands and the whole bodily structure of how to flow. I do my own way though. It's not like, I mean, I've got more experience in the Yang style, the Yang Shi Tai Chi, the Yang family Tai Chi. But it's like, I've learned little bits of like Chen Shi, Chen family style. But it's like, you know, it's like, I'm just saying, like, I feel it's really useful though. It's for your health as well, yes, to help me out. But what I'm trying to say is for the fighting, in the combat, now some people who don't know about the combative side, if you'd like to know more, I'd like to share more later on in the future. I've shared so much in the past about it in videos, but I'm just saying, like, you can look for videos online, you can find a lot of good videos, look for pushing hands, or look for certain Tai Chi, like, training videos and stuff. There is a lot of information out there, but I'm just saying, not all this, some people just do it for the health, you know, you see the old people in the past, dreaming and that, doing the slow. I'm not putting it down, it's really good, but some people just only know it's for health. And you see it on the internet, 5 minutes Tai Chi workout, it's good for you, you can just do it in 3 minutes. No fucking way, no way. So you've got to train hard, you just sweat it out, it's hard working out, you've got to train, believe me. At least half an hour to an hour training every day. There's people that train for hours. But, you know, I mean, the forms is for your health, but you should understand the fighting abilities too. But, you know, there's people that do Tai Chi, yoga and all kinds of stuff just for fitness, you know. Even kickboxing and stuff like that, you know, these are Tai Bo and stuff like that, you know. I'm just saying, the real martial arts is the real deal, and Tai Chi is a martial art. The systems of Tai Chi, they're martial arts, you know. Really, so what I'm going to say, hold on one second, what I'm going to say is, Tai Chi to me is an amazing art. They say it was called the ultimate, the grand ultimate fist, or the grand ultimate fist it used to be called, yeah. It's like the embodiment of yin and yang, because it's basically the embodiment of that, actually being the forces of nature that is in the balance, in total balance and harmony, basically. There's other systems, of course, like Bagua. There's another very good system which is like a Japanese art called Aikido, or Aikido. Aikido is an amazing art, I feel. I've never learned it in any great detail, but I'm really fascinated by the moves, and I know so many different locks. I've learned bits and pieces, and also again with Hapkido and different things, but I like Aikido. You can find techniques in ninjutsu, taijutsu, bare hands, and then again, yeah, fair enough, for the people watching, yes, there are people, and there's people who do jiu-jitsu and stuff, and in judo, and you can see similarities there. But I'm just saying, with the locking movements that it's got and stuff like that, you can find it in Sistema, the Russian arts too, Krav Maga also, you know, Pencha, so that you can find all these kind of locking techniques. But what I'm trying to say is, with Aikido, it's soft like Tai Chi, okay, and it's a very good system. But I find with Tai Chi, it's like this, the real good Tai Chi, if you're doing good Tai Chi, your body should be formless and shapeless like water, like Bruce Lee said. But I'm not a massive fan of Bruce Lee, as I keep saying. He was alright in that, but I like Jackie Chan for his ability. But martial arts is true, it's however you do it. I'm a fan of all these different actors, you know, like Van Damme, and that is a great martial artist too. But I like the real deal and training, because that personal ability in yourself, not just sitting there watching movies. We was inspired by that stuff growing up, yes. Jet Li, Sammo, Donnie Yen, the list goes on. Like Tony Jaa, motherfucking, excuse my language, Scott Atkins, Michael Jai White, whoever you want to say. But I'm not talking about that now. I'm just talking about, I can tell you a list of my idols if you like. You know, Larry Tate, you might like Chuck Norris, I don't know. I'm just saying, right? Now, The real martial arts center, the real deal though, the center, right? You've got to feel the center. Now Wing Chun's great because it's at the center. When you do Wing Chun, you're right on that center. You're focusing really how to work on the center and how to deal with pressure and deal what you're weighing directly. It's very late, excuse me, it's night time, but with Tai Chi, Tai Chi is like, it's a similar thing, but it's like rounded movements, around and you're flowing, but it's like being formless and shapeless, literally. You're flowing with the opponent's force and you're keeping your low roots, and when he's pushing, you're pulling, when he's pulling, you're pushing, you're absorbing, wherever he grabs you, you feel the flow. Wherever he grabs you on your arm, your shoulder, he's trying to take you down, wrestle you, whatever, some big tough guy, or they come in to strike you, it doesn't matter, you just absorb it. And when you train the moves, the form, you train slowly, yes. But that's to strengthen every tendon in your body and to get the preciseness. In a real fight, you move fast if you need to, you move with the speed that they're going at, the opponent, you move with the power that they're throwing. I've done some very deep videos on Tai Chi and talk videos and stuff like that earlier on as well, the other year. Before, but there's a lot of different techniques utilising your whole body plus your root with your stance and everything. But I've learned a lot from just practicing a bit of basic Tai Chi, and it helps me too, and I improve that. I include that with my Wing Chun, and I like to blend them together and do different things, get different kinds of training. But what I'm trying with the Wing Chun sticky hands, the Tai Chi pushing hands and all that, what I'm trying to say, okay, is being free, and being able to flow and being able to feel the space, and when someone's grabbing and utilise that and absorb the energy of the opponent, redirect the energy, and you can like only literally blast someone, push someone miles away, or someone's going to come grab you, wrestle you, get them into a lock. The technicality is amazingly great. I just noticed some my little bit that I know, but I know what I know, and the blocking and striking. Now, what I want to say, okay, is in this video, I want to say, and I'll get onto this more in future, maybe, or another video. I want to say with Tai Chi, right, for me, it's like Tai Chi to me is better as a grappling art. Okay, it's better than things like Jiu-Jitsu, like MMA. I see Jiu-Jitsu, like, for example, as a grappling art. It's better than any forms of wrestling. I find any kind of grappling. I feel Tai Chi is better, and I'm going to tell you why. Not only because I've already mentioned these like becoming like nothing almost, and going in that total flow and absorbing formless and shapeless, but what I'm trying to say, why I feel Tai Chi, and who the hell am I to have any say in it? I'm not even a big tough MMA guy, so I don't but I'm saying people that do Jiu-Jitsu, and there's people out there that are black belts and all the rest of it are really good, but I'm saying people that do Jiu-Jitsu, people that do Judo, people that do any of these like wrestling kind of grappling arts where they try and take you to the ground, or grapple you in some way, and you've got wrestling, different kind of wrestling too. American wrestling, you've also got like things like the sumo wrestling, right? And also things like the Mongolian wrestling, different kind of wrestling, right? But all these kind of grappling arts, even stuff like in Krav Maga, I'm going to do some grappling, right, and take down. Now, I was never into grappling and all that. I'm still into the big, stuff. Being so big and bulky. I don't believe in that. But it's like I was never into grappling before. It was like I started to realise that some of the grappling techniques are useful in the throws, and you find that in certain martial arts and other martial arts. That was sometimes you might need a throw or a grappling kind of a technique with leverage and working with manoeuvres that you can work into your techniques with your striking and your punching and kicking, blocking and all that. Now, ground fighting I've never been into, but I also understand that it may be necessary sometimes. But I believe going to the ground is fucking retarded. Excuse my language, I have to say it. If you get taken to the ground and you fall to the ground, you need to be able to fight the attacker off or attackers off to get back on your feet quickly, especially in a riot situation, because you might have crowbars over your head, as I've said. Right? Real talk. Real, as I'm saying, real, that's what it is. Right? So, that's one thing, right? Also, get up on your feet, get out of there, as well. Avoid getting taken down to the ground. Try and have a good stand up and work here. Go on your merry way. What I'm trying to say is, right? Why do I believe? If you haven't stopped this video by now, and you're patient, and you want to hear what I'm going to say. Why do I say, from just my point of view, why do I feel also then, for the main reason though also, that Tai Chi is better than these arts, any of these strong grappling arts, better than Jiu-Jitsu, and that's what I'm basically talking about. I'm talking about the grappling part of it. Why do I believe Tai Chi will be better than Jiu-Jitsu, as in really masterful, good Tai Chi, I would say, really good, against really good Jiu-Jitsu? Why? Why? Because of the actual flow of the thing. I see, and I have watched and witnessed a lot of videos and bits and pieces of, don't think just because I hate it I don't watch the stuff and study. I've seen a lot of effective, and I must admit there's some good effective stuff, and there's some tough guys out there doing Jiu-Jitsu, and the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu as well, and it derived from the Jiu-Jitsu, the Japanese form, and even the word Jitsu, the word is Japanese terminology, right? The way in that. But what I'm saying is, when I look at Jiu-Jitsu, I see these people who've got a lot of ability, the way they grapple people, the way they actually take someone down, and then when they're actually down, the way they actually grapple and manoeuvre and change, and they've got a lot of control, and there's a lot of force and power, but they look like they're fucking exhausted themselves and covered in sweat all the time, to be honest, I've got to say it. And in the real fights, they're like covered in blood and knocking the shit out of each other. Ridiculous, but what I'm trying, absolutely dumb as fuck, and then the beating over the head, and it's just ugly. But what I'm trying to say is, they do what with leverage too. There's leverage and there's manoeuvres and there's techniques. Why they want to put their faces on each other's nuts, I don't know. Why they want to wrap their legs around each other, but that's not the thing. But the reason I'm standing up for Tai Chi is not because I'm in some dream world. You see some guy wearing a silk fucking outfit, kung fu, some old man. I'm not saying because I believe in bullshit, right? You can do it in a tracksuit, whatever you want to do, right? But a real deal Tai Chi, I know what it's about, I understand. So what I'm trying to say is, why do I believe it's much better? I still haven't got to the point, right? Because Tai Chi is teaching you formless and shapelessness. So your body is like a ball almost, you become like this, you can flood them like water, you can literally shape your body with the flexible of the body. I know these MMA guys and then Jiu-Jitsu are very flexible, very fast the way they move too, and on the floor too, the way they move. You know, a lot of Tai Chi guys, if they were taken to the ground, would they be able to fight? Well, if they were taken to the ground, my answer to that would be, if they were taken to the ground, then they're not a good Tai Chi, but they're not a good martial artist. End of. If you're a Jiu-Jitsu guy and you get taken to the ground by another Jiu-Jitsu guy, you might say, well, yeah, because he's standing up against another Jiu-Jitsu guy. Fair enough, that's true. When I'm talking about martial arts, I'm not always saying martial arts versus martial arts. It could be some street thug on the street with no ability. But anyone, it could be anyone. What I'm trying to say is, another human being, let's face it, we train our martial arts, but if you get taken down as a Jiu-Jitsu guy and you're supposed to have really good ability, obviously your ability is not good enough, right? Or you could blame it on the actual moment, because as I say, anyone, even a master of any martial art could get struck by some idiot on the street with no ability. Anyone could come unstuck and maybe unconscious too, yeah. But what I'm trying to say is, if you're standing up against someone who's a Jiu-Jitsu guy or any martial artist, kung fu or whatever, your ability wasn't good enough in your reaction and your skill and ability in that moment, right? So you should be standing up. You must say, well, I'm good on the ground, so I don't mind if they knock me. I don't care if they knock me down, because I'll just get them into some kind of T-bar or Y-bar or X-leg lock fucking... But come on, man. Is that okay that someone takes you down and you fall down? And you must say, well, obviously not. Get back to the point, Richard, about Tai Chi in one moment. People say, well, obviously not, though, because, you know, I'll be standing up and doing techniques. Yeah, but I'm saying that I'm just to the point, though, you know, if you get taken down, though, and you say, the ground's your game, you say, well, that's why I take people down anyway. No, why can't you just go on your path, as I've said before, and go shopping or where you're going in your life? True martial arts and Kung Fu teaches you to stand up and go through your life. And the same with Aikido even, the same thing like that, the same with things like Wing Chun or whatever, but it's like teaching you to, like, you want to go on your merry way. You're not trying to, you're not trying to wrestle people to the ground, you're not trying to lay on the ground, you're not trying to wait to be taken down like some hoe, you're not trying to do that. You're not being afraid of saying, you're not trying to do any, or even fight, you don't even stand up even fight. You're just trying to go on your merry way. Go where you go daily business and avoid trouble. That's what martial arts teaches us. So when someone comes to grab you or wrestle you, they go fall into the ground, maybe with a foot on their neck, You give up, okay, fuck off. And then you go on your merry way. And you can do that to be better, right? You've got to admit, right? Rather than having to exert yourself. And you might say, well, I'm not exerting myself, I'm a super fit man, I'm like these kung fu guys. Fair enough. That's what you do, you know, as an MMA athlete, you know, and you do all this sweat and muscle, whatever. But I'm just saying, right? And I know it's not just brute guys, and I know not everybody's got all that ego or this and that. But I'm just saying, like, it's just like, it's there and they just can't see the point. I'm saying that a lot of these, you know, I don't know, you might be using more technique, fair enough, but I'm just saying, it's just such a wasteful, full of energy. I see a lot of waste in a lot of the way people do it. Also with Tai Chi though, right, anyway, I'm not going to get onto that subject because I've just said already, you know, I've already said before, you're not trying to wrestle people down or wait to be taken down and deal with people on a rainy day on a dirty street, maybe you're wearing a suit or whatever, you've just got married and you're getting some thugs after you, just for example, hopefully not you know what I mean, and you've just been taken down to the ground. It's a riot situation. I don't think that's the place you want to be. A lot of people will turn around and say to me, you know, well, that's not the point, Richard, you know, it's for the ring, of course not, you know, in a real fight I'll take a gun or a knife, you know, yeah, you know, but that's not the point. I'm not saying that, you know, you don't get the point, but they always make some kind of excuse, the same way people think I'm trying to make up stuff now. I'm not trying to put out all these mystical kung fu arts or what I think is a skinny guy is better than this, or why this is so bad what you're doing, and like, who the hell are you? Knock me the fuck out, I know I'm a skinny guy. Whoever, the same with traditional martial arts, the same with, hey, you don't even need to say good stuff like jiu-jitsu, but there's people out there in the street, or some thugs will just knock me the fuck out. I might as well just shut the fuck up, right? That's probably why I do get punked around, many people just verbally let alone by the fist. But what I'm trying to say is, what I believe, right, is you want to just, there's more ability you can learn standing up. Martial arts that you can learn to do better standing up. I think that's better, right? And with the Tai Chi, let's go on to that main subject one, saying why I believe the Tai Chi would be better as real good Tai Chi, I'm saying, good fighting ability Tai Chi, versus Jiu-Jitsu, a real good Jiu-Jitsu practitioner. Depending on the people, fair enough, and that just shut the whole fucking subject down, probably, isn't it? The argument, the communication. What I'm trying to say, I believe that the reason is because formless and shapeless, like I said. When I see people doing Jiu-Jitsu, even on the ground, the way they're moving or the way they're wrestling and grappling people, it always seems physical, like they're exerting themselves. It always seems like it's arms, legs, and the whole body, and they're using their arms, their limbs, you know, their back, their waist, their legs, their arms, you know, all of it, their fucking crutch, their head. They're using everything, right, to do it, to wrestle you down and move. But with Tai Chi, it seems that they're not at all. They're just flowing with the shape of the body. And you say, well, what do I mean? They're still human. What do you mean, Richard? They're still human. They're still using their arms and legs and their whole bodily structure, and they're training. What are you talking about? It's not some spiritual magic. That's right. But the philosophy, the deepness of this kung fu, and you might say that there's a lot of deepness and thinking like within Jiu-Jitsu. And fair enough, there is in the way you express, and different people are different in the way they do it. But I'm saying in Tai Chi especially, if you do it right and you understand, you can actually shape your body in such a way you can fall into the smallest hole. I'm not talking about someone's cock up someone's arsehole, okay? I'm not doing this, what they're doing in ground game or you know, paddy whack. I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying though, you fall into the hole, you can slip into certain positions, your body's very flexible. I'm not going to do anything here, I'm saying you can really, it's like an art without an art. It's like the art of fighting without fighting almost. That's like Tai Chi, that's what Bruce Lee said, but truly the art of fighting without fighting is like you're absorbing whatever's coming. You're still standing on your feet. You are never taken down to the ground. A good Tai Chi practitioner will never be taken down to the ground. Not because they've got fast reaction, fast reflexes, or they're stronger, or their ability. It's not, they're just so good at feeling, to absorb their shape so that everything you do just falls through. You just can't grab them, you can't move them, push them or anything. And you will always fall down when you're going down, up when you're going up. And you will literally flump your ass down. The harder they come, the harder they fall. And that does not come out strong enough, as I see through Tai Chi, as in this term, as in coming in real physical, that you can actually see this ability. I would love to see a real good Tai Chi match, some good matches with Tai Chi versus Jiu-Jitsu. In fact, I might look for some online, but I'm sure I'm going to see a load of shit as usual. As in them losing, and then you say, yeah, and then me not taking it and not accepting it, yeah. Like you see, like, you know, I see a lot of videos of so-called Wing Chun that people doing fighting against jiu-jitsu and MMA and then getting knocked the fuck out. And they get knocked the fuck out. A lot of these traditional kung fuists and everyone you see on there. It's just pitiful. It's the level. It's nothing to do with that. It's the level and the way they've done it. It's nothing to do with the art itself. It's petty. They're not. If they were expert artists, this is about who it's come to, you know. But the argument can go on forever and ever. What art's better, this or that, and then we go back and say that all individuals are different and the way they work in whatever moment. But I'm just saying, for me though, Tai Chi would be much better. Because you can really feel that core, you're using your whole body. You're not just wrapping your arms and legs around people and getting into locks and doing this and taking someone down. You're doing nothing. In Tai Chi, you're absorbed just like Aikido. Good Aikido. And I've seen loads of Aikido videos online where Aikido people are getting knocked the fuck out by Jiu-Jitsu MMA guys. All that, Taekwondo, Karate, all that basic kickboxing, Wing Chun, everybody's getting destroyed by Jiu-Jitsu and MMA. Yeah, what does that say, Richard? Shut up. No. These people, these ain't the real deal. These are people that are not the real deal, first of all. They've got into that, fucking just shows that they're not the real deal, you know what I mean? These traditionalists are going into this sport ring fighting stuff. Fair enough, I did mention kickboxing just now, I know, but I'm just saying, forget that. A lot of traditional people who get into these kind of ring fights to prove and go onto video or just to try and test it out, whatever it is, or to get into they're playing their game, they're going into the Jiu-Jitsu and MMA guys' sport arena, and that shows that their level is not deep enough, they're not spiritual, they haven't trained deep in the martial arts enough, and they think they want to go out and do that. Whereas if it was the other way, if you was going to say, okay, let's let a Jiu-Jitsu guy go into a real martial arts temple or some real school. I'm not just dreaming away and watching Kung Fu films like you're probably going to think like that. If they were really going to get in it, they would learn a lot. And a lot of these MMA guys would lose if they was up against real experts or masters. I think that it's like this, the world has always been flooded with it. Even to this day, there's less now, but it's like the world has been flooded with poor ass fucking quality martial artists. You might want to call me that as well if you want. I'm just saying, the real masters and experts would destroy that. So I'm trying to say the true masters and experts, I'm saying top level, I don't even want to call it a master, but top level, today's Jiu-Jitsu MMA guy, top fucking level, whatever you can imagine, versus the top level, whatever, monks, Shaolin, I don't know what, Wudang or Kung Fu, Tai Chi, Wing Chun, even Aikido, O Sensei, I believe, or these people, whoever, beyond that. If you were really going to go against that, you would definitely lose. I would put my money on it. The more MMA guy like that, top level ones would lose to that because that's just the real deal. All these people get into rings and with boxing, headgear and all this and gloves, and they're going in saying they're doing Wing Chun. That's not Wing Chun. That's fucking boxing, man. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? If Mike Tyson was a fantastic boxer, if Mike Tyson stood up against an MMA guy and he won, I would say he's an even better boxer, right? Because we've got to face it, right? To just have those abilities, because MMA's got a lot of stuff, right? It's got kicking, it's got grappling, it's got takedowns, all that, right? Fair enough, they're very athletic, they're good fighters as well as strong and own. But I'm saying traditional martial arts and Tai Chi and Kung Fu, it's all deeper than that. It really, really is in the ancient ways and the true ways. And you're talking about with no rules too. It's in pure combat, which it wouldn't be. It would come to a lot of people going to come to that because true martial arts for the humble way, you wouldn't be trying to hurt anybody. But can you imagine it? You know, not even being exhausted, no sweat on them, and just simply just taking you out, taking the MMA guy out in a matter of this or that, and they'd be just flopping all over the place. You might say I'm dreaming, but I'm telling you now, that shows pure real mastery, and that's the kind of stuff you attain to train for. It's not superhuman powers or magical bullshit, it's physical abilities that you can train. The same way as if someone throws a punch and I step to the side and miss it, that's possible, right? You've got to train the speed, otherwise you might get knocked out 10 times and never wake up again. You've got to block, but you know what I'm trying to say? The real ability, you know what I'm trying to say. So that's what true martial arts teaches you. Not to wrestle people down or take people down, wrap your legs around people and lay on the floor. The Tai Chi is a great art because it's teaching you to be so in the centre and feeling the centre and how to flow around in any position. I believe Tai Chi, you're able to chuck someone over with your shoulder in any position, they're able to manipulate their body in such a way, fluidly, that the MMA guy wouldn't be prepared for. Because the MMA guy, the Jiu-Jitsu might step up against some Aikido guy even, or someone who's got some kind of lock-in ability, Hapkido, maybe someone like Judo or a wrestler, someone who does a bit of striking, kickboxing, karate, even Taekwondo, and they'll be expecting that, and they'll be coming at you. But when they come to a Tai Chi guy, I mean a real good Tai Chi guy, they see the flow, they see the move, they understand the whole body, the structure, but it's not the same. They go to grab and you just go flying through. He said, where did the guy go? He just thought he'd been taken down. And if it was real combat, I mean to the death, I mean you'd be dead on that as well. You go straight through and the guy will just kill you with a crushing blow that you never saw. It's as though you just try to grab the person, he just disappeared out of nowhere, and you didn't run away, he just floated his body in some weird position. He's like still stuck to you. You can't feel him, but he's like grappling you, and you can't get up. You're on the floor, and he's still standing up. He's hit you in 3 places already, and then he's cracked you in one place, and you can't get back up. That's it. Or you've put yourself down there. Tai Chi is an amazing art, really deep. So what I'm trying to say is, Jiu-Jitsu is good, but it's for those physical cats. You know what I mean? It's for the physical ones. It's for the physical people who want to really. They say it's like got leverage, but it's for people. You don't see little skinny people in the MMA. You don't see people. I know people believe in all this stuff, or what I say, but you don't see people who are not, who are slim. A lot of people in the MMA are muscly, big guys. And even the slimmer ones who are doing MMA, I mean, they look like fighters. You know what I mean? But then you see these people who do Wing Chun, and they're like skinny. A lot of people who go Wing Chun, like me even. A lot of people go in and they're like, put hands out, Wing Chun. They go on this fight, they're going to fight against the MMA guy. Well, when you see someone doing that, obviously, they're just putting their. What's that about? That's fucking ridiculous. Someone comes up to you, takes you the fuck down, knocks you out. Even if you've got a fast, chain punch coming out, the same whole thing. They don't think to flow freely and punch and kick. It's not the way to go. That's what Bruce Lee was talking about. That's why they get knocked the fuck out, and their ability's not good enough. But what I'm trying to say is the way they're doing it. You shouldn't let the opponent see it. You wouldn't get into a conflict. If there was a real good Wing Chun guy just standing there, and some MMA guy come at them, anything could happen. They could be taken down. Yes. If there was some real big tough MMA guy, it's a slim Wing Chun guy, a short guy, whatever, skinny. And the guy coming in, he should be able to feel that. Instead of his arms folded, the guy comes to wrestle him, elbow crack in the back of the neck. See, he's fucking dead. You just step down and the guy smashing through the table. Especially with Tai Chi, my goodness. And the director son goes to grab you, they go to a trap. It wouldn't be visible, first of all. And all the force they're coming at you with is just an open door. It's the same as I said before, you put all of your weight into pushing a door, and the door just flies open and you fall. That's what Wing Chun and Tai Chi is teaching you to be like in the best martial arts. It's like doing that and you're falling through a door, pushing it, you fall through with all your weight, and all at the same time you're getting kicked in the arse too, and they're falling and pushing you through, something from the back. That's what it's like with Tai Chi. I mean, Wing Chun is like they just absorb and they let you go flying through, and then they strike you on the way as well. Have that, you son of a bitch. And they're not going to go down with you, you know what I mean? If they do, it's their abilities that's let them down. And if they're on the ground and they can't fight their way out of that, then definitely they need to have some ability, either in their kung fu and develop it some way, or maybe learn some jiu-jitsu, right? As well. That's what I believe. A true master, as you really go to a real high level, a true master of Tai Chi or any kind of kung fu, if you're on the floor as a jiu-jitsu guy, wrestling the guy, and you've taken the guy down thinking you're winning, the guy's probably let you do that first of all, and you're trying to do this, and every position you're getting the guy into, you're just exhausting yourself. You'd just be laying there like that. At the end of the day, you would be laying there just, because you can't get any pain on the guy, and the guy is just, are you finished now? Okay, and then he just stands up, and then you're still left there laying there as a jiu-jitsu guy, exhausted on the ground, and then the other guy just stands up. He wasn't in pain enough. He was like, it was just. His body's so flexible, he can absorb more, he can change that. Or it's like you'll be breaking yourself, or you'll get hurt, or when you're on the ground, a true master will be able to like crush all of those abilities and just painfully stop you straight away. I'm not trying to put MMA down on Jiu-Jitsu. I'm just saying that real Kung Fu, the true level, what I represent, what I'm standing up for, what I support. I don't support this bullshit. I support what works, and I don't even support martial arts versus martial arts as some kind of conflict and competition, or I don't even sport fighting or any of that. I support what works in today's modern world for society, and as it was in the original ancient way of martial arts, as I say. Which means, when I say I support ancient martial arts and traditional martial arts, I'm not supporting a load of bullshit and that. What I'm saying is what it was made for and what it was designed for. You know, humble, harmony, your health in your body, just go through your life healthily. And then if some thug or some dickhead on the street tries to take you, you've got no patience to train martial arts, and some idiot on the street tries to attack you, or some bigger, stronger opponent, right? You're able to use certain techniques to protect yourself. As anyone, a man or a woman, and that's what I stand for. Not for getting into a ring and just training who's the heavyweight, whatever the fuck it is, or lightweight division, or blah blah, the gold belt, or whatever it is, or I do this or I do that, you know. They've made it so ugly now. I see these young guys in the gyms and that, and doing it, and jiu-jitsu, and doing the gis and that, yeah, and then big tough guys, it's like, that's not what it's about. The old ancient way when they were in the gis were, now it's looking like, it doesn't look as humble as it was. Now it's looking as ugly as the fucking sports gear, like the modern, that looks. It's like, they were rogue, man. They were like ancient, where those slim guys who were training in the temples before. It was very spiritual, very harmonious. The way they were training, the art was like sweaty, like hardcore training, but it was swift as the wind, man. The traditional martial art, I'm not dreaming in Kung Fu. It's the real deal. But nowadays, they're just meatheads. Just doing all this for ego, you know, and all the rest of that. I'm not putting them down, I'm saying, but in today's real life, I support the same stuff in terms of combat as what it was back in the day, in self-defense. And if you're on the street and you need to defend yourself or fight in a certain way, you should have the ability to be able to do that. So learning a bit of jiu-jitsu, a bit of judo, any kind of thing, Wing Chun, Kung Fu, karate, taekwondo, hapkido, aikido, ninjutsu, krav maga, muay thai, even whatever. But I'm saying, you know, I'm true to the traditional arts, and I love the idea of preserving more about the traditional arts, and I also do like the idea of people who are still trying to learn from other arts, so things like Jiu-Jitsu too. The Kung Fu people and all the martial artists would be all ignorant to like totally not acknowledge things like Jiu-Jitsu and look into these arts and grappling arts and things like that, and ground fighting and that. Yes, okay. But it's totally, not only wrong, but it's totally foolish for the Jiu-Jitsu guys and all the MMA to totally reject these traditional fantastic arts that have gone over the years. Especially when we're talking about really winning fights, standing up as well, and going through your life without having to lay you down or wrestle someone down and exert your energy. Fantastic! You don't have to exert your energy, you don't have to wrestle someone down, you don't even have to lay down and try and bring someone down. You can just carry your shopping home and fight with one hand, just stand and breathe and relax and just do it. You think I'm talking crap and magic because I'm watching too many Kung Fu films. You don't see that often, or I'm living back in the day and things change, things adapt and things are what they are. I'm a skinny guy and I'm finding excuses. I'm not doing all that. The reality is what is possible. And you can find the truth of Kung Fu in a lot of things in life all around you, what you do. It's not philosophical bullshit, but if I was to give you some examples, you might look at it like, oh, you've got some sense, but it's philosophical bullshit. It's not reality. Come and train, show me now, man, then I'll start believing in your Kung Fu, man. And I know, yeah, but it's just sad. But the people who do know what it's about, and it's far and few now in the world, but the people that do know, the people that have tried to keep it alive, and the people that have been relatives or lucky students of great masters and senseis of the past, of the traditional martial arts, like China and Japan and arts like that, places like that. They all know what it's about, you know, really. The true martial arts. And from where all that other stuff really derived from and come from. And they're just bits and pieces, chop suey, whatever the fuck you call it, just chopped up stuff, that's all it basically is. And adding all that muscle on, adding all those belts and ego on and gold belts and all the flashing lights and all that, and all the stuff that comes with it today in this modern day, when they're calling it fucking, you know, improvements, and it's not at all. All that stuff doesn't add to making a better martial artist. The ancient ways were good enough for me, and that's all there is. You don't need to fix something that's not broken. As I say, you know. And that's why I say, that's the way I really see it. You don't need something's not broke, don't fix it. And it was broke. If something's good, you don't need to improve it. Okay, Richard, what do you mean? Do you mean if something's good, so you don't need to improve on it? No. To some degree, that's what I do mean. Yes. You know, if you've got money, you don't need to be rich. If you your health, you know, you don't need money for your health. If you've got a good life, you don't need anything more. If you've got, how can I say it? You know, it's like there's no end to how much you can improve yourself. Knowledge you can gain, ability, money, fair enough, health. Yeah, sure, health maybe. So it's like you can only go so far. You know, so you can only go so far into the dark forest until you start coming out the other side again. They say, right? It's the same for life. You was nothing. You were nothing, right? And then you were born and you came into the life. You said, no, you were never nothing, man. You had your parents. You were a spunk. No, I was saying, really, we was nothing, non-existent, as such, as a life as we are now, humans, that energy. And then we come into life. And then we go through life, and then we die, and then we've gone again. You might believe in spiritual stuff and other stuff. I'm just saying, right? So, you know, sometimes you try to improve, like you stretch too much, or you do too much working out, and then you exhaust yourself. You've got to balance it in that level and keep it at a certain level. So I think, you know, you can only carry so much of it with you. You can only do so much. So to me, if it works, it works. If it works for me, it works for me. If it works for you, it works for me, fine. I'll say, don't reject and be ignorant. You know, leave up. The true martial arts is the true centre of it all, the true flow of nature. I think Tai Chi is a great art, basically, right? It's something about getting too deep. You know, that's what I believe. So true martial arts, I say, you know, it's about, I mean, the ancient ways were the best, in my opinion. They learned, you know, weapon techniques too, but it wasn't about that, it was the way you move. And if you learn about Tai Chi and like that, you can learn how to flow and use anything as a weapon. You can learn, oh my God, it's just so fantastic. Right? Stand up and only walk in a direction if you want to in life. You know what I mean? When you lay down, you go to sleep, or you're having sex, or you go in a massage, or you're going to die. That's why you lay down, or you're getting raped, like some other people have put it. So what I'm trying to say is, you know, why would you want to lay down for? Or you got knocked down and you fell down. You don't want to wrestle someone down, you don't bring someone down, do you? Even you attack your enemies and such. If they want to fall down, fine, let them go. You might help them on the way. But you don't go down with them. You don't exert any energy for them. You don't pay them any money. You don't need any strength. You don't need to put any effort in. No, what do you mean? Yes, you do sometimes a bit, but you don't need to overdo. If you need to do that, if you need to give your whole body to them, that's a lot, in my opinion. As a martial art master, I think they would say that too. If I have to give them, the more I have to give them of me, of my time, my energy, my whole body, the ounces of me, or everything of me, that means I'm paying a lot. Even for a split second in my life, because I'll never get that time back again. If someone comes to push me, comes to grab me, and I just step to the side and he falls into a bush, and I walk on by walking, going home, then I feel that's great, isn't it? I didn't even need to move, I just adjust my steps and move forward. That's better. Someone comes to hit me and I block, and they miss me, that's great, right? If someone comes to push me, wrestle me, I just turn my body on some action and they fall, or I trip them over, good, right? If someone pulls me down and I fall on top of them and strike them and then I get back up and walk away, that's good, right? If someone takes me down to the ground and I wrestle them off or kick them off and I can get up and get away, good, right? If I run away, good, right? Plus I got home earlier too and then the dinner's just ready, good, and then my wife's cooking, for example, great, right? You know, you don't need to worry about things and get into fights with people you know. You don't need to do all that unnecessary stuff, but you might think it's good, I don't know. But, you know, it works in certain situations. I think Kung Fu and all that would work much better in real life situations. I'm trying to say traditional martial arts would work much better in real life situations and riot situations, fight situations. But on you know, Jiu-Jitsu on the street would be the same. If there was like no rules, you could do anything. Fair enough, that's true. You can use things. But I'm just saying, it's more of a sport fighting athletic kind of thing. It's more like related to like wrestling and all that kind of stuff. That's what I'm trying to say, right? Fair game, that's what I feel. I like all the arts, don't get me wrong. I like boxing, I like Muay Thai as well. And I regard them all as just, they're different arts, sport, fighting arts and martial arts, traditional arts. But you can also say they're all martial arts, they're all combat arts, and they've all got a spiritual side, and they've all got a lineage, and they're all interrelated, and that's all good. We're all human beings, and we all can do what we want. Fair enough, you know. But I'm just saying, I think Tai Chi is a great art for the centre and learning it, and Wing Chun as well. But it's just some of my thoughts on it, okay, on martial arts in general, and Tai Chi, and martial arts in general, okay. So thank you so much for watching this video. I love to share my thoughts on training with you. Thank you for watching, guys. Train on and stay safe.